Oh, it started? Hey, how you doing? Yeah, good.
Kodin lami jaji da ye jong in the zanje kani maya kodin zanje kene la bi gen sai lami jola so de kozon de la manje la anjur kondo je nong bi je de na de she la manje ba kan so da de dan de je je be sember de ba da da de je je namo ya tamba lai ke dan da ne jinge ndo mando da me ke nan da ndo bu je ta nam je zan par tam je ke do so so de je Majuna Gita Nanya the Sanjay Panji Nando Penji Devala Nando Zobi Sanjay Jimbaran Butcher Chini Janko Brasha E Chedu Tepachin Vishamu Chanjus in the Chaban and Mitsushin the Semi Namsalam Jordan Samba Chanju Chodu Tujaba Chedes and Salmo. So was raised as thinking to willing to lead them enlightened sake of the motherly sentient beings. For that purpose, I'm going to engage into this positive action, the virtuous action, which is listening this Mahayana Sutra, Bodhicharyavatara, and we're going to put into practice. So with that kind of intention, listen this teaching. And now, so far, we completed this until stanza number 14. That the yesterday, like stanza number 9 to 14, almost 6 stanza. Mainly within the 6 stanza, that what it is shown is that each stanza, Shantideva trying to explain the potential of Bodhicitta. So if we have Bodhicitta, what kind of benefit that we could get it by having that? And each stanza he's giving different analogy to understand the value of Bodhicitta. But however, in brief, that we can contain in this way, that stanza number 9 is the temporary little benefit, kind of like transforming one's status by having that, and transforming the transforming oneself to become worth able to receive the respect from those God and humankind. And in addition, and further more, that stanza number 10, 11, and 12, these 3, that in brief, these 3 stanza is really what it is showing is the benefit of having Bodhicitta within oneself. What we could really achieve for the future. This 3 stanza is showing that in the future, the consequences, what we could achieve by having that, such as the ultimate goal. It is shown by this stanza number 11 that ultimately in the future, this really Bodhicitta could provide us the awakened mind or the enlightened. And that's, I think, the people who is trying to practice the spiritual path, and that is the ultimate goal of trying to working on the spiritual path, to enlighten oneself. And that ultimate goal could achieve by having this bodhicitta in the future. Likewise, and this is stanza number 12. That's also the showing the future beneficial, what we could achieve by having this bodhicitta. And that is now temporarily kind of like a benefit. As he giving this example like a marvelous tree, that with the bodhicitta, whatever we could engage into the positive actions, it is just like you are planting a marvelous tree, which the result is unceasingly will happening again and again. That's the temporary. For the future, what you can achieve by having this. And then is stanza number 13 and 14. This is stanza number 13 and 14, mainly showing that this having this bodhicitta within oneself and how it could help us with our past deed. Something like it is, he's showing this is something like a, if very strong, brave, if you depend on a very strong, brave person, then nobody can assault you. Even though you may make some mistake in the past, but now you have this strong person with you. And in the past, what you did doesn't matter. That nobody can, nobody could take revenge to you because you have this. This is an analogy. Having bodhicitta within oneself, how could it help to our past mistake? This stanza number 13. And the 14 is furthermore. Even it is saying, even you committed great amount of mistake, kind of like a sin, or the even you engage into great kind of like a heinous non-virtuous action. But still, if you raise this bodhicitta, it can be diminished, your past mistake. So, in present, absolutely, this really working for the past, because it's what you are having this bodhicitta. And how that bodhicitta having within oneself could help in the present too. I can just tell you, I will gonna tell this again and again. This is because so important that we need to remind ourselves that root of the problem is this self-centered attitude. And bodhicitta is now exact opposite of that. Exactly opposite. People who is trying to raise bodhicitta, or trying to understand bodhicitta, or trying to practice bodhicitta should practice altruism. Altruistic, or sometimes it's called, I found it that another word is interesting. Benevolence. Is it? Benevolence. 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 That person who is trying to understand bodhicitta should understand benevolence, should understand altruistic, should understand kind, should understand compassion, should understand the concern about well-beings. So we can understand that. Now the concerning about well-beings, isn't it exactly contradicting with the self-centered attitude? which is the root of problem. And when we try to raise that mind within oneself, and our mind is kind of like we are not giving space to our mind to have about this self-centered attitude. Actually, this is right now I'm just saying how it is working for the present to subdue those our true enemy, our root of the problem, resources of problem. And by having this bodhicitta presently, it will also definitely help us to create the negative karma for sure. There's no way that we can create the negative karma with that kind of intention, with that kind of mind. In short, that bodhicitta, it is very beneficial for the future, very beneficial for the past, very beneficial for the present. Okay? So understanding its potential, having that thing. As I told you last week that right now this Shantideva is trying to advertising his product. His product. Then now he is telling the value of his product. But the fact that is not his. That belongs to everybody. He is just trying to awaken. You have that. You use your product. You better to utilize your product, which you already have within yourself. He is just introducing. He is not selling his product. He is just introducing your own product. You have this product. Now you have to understand how to utilize it. And you have to, before you understand how to utilize it, you have to understand what is the beneficial if I utilize it, if I understand it. So these are the beneficial that having bodhicitta within oneself. And then further, again, he's continuously talking more beneficial about this bodhicitta. And then this is stanza number 15, which is here. Yes, okay, another one. Here yesterday, this stanza number 14, that stanza number 14 divided into two, right? The first fire that will destroy the world, the end of the time fire should be, that you should understand in that way. The great sins are surely and at once consumed by it, having that bodhicitta, right? This is talking about how it could affect to your past mistake. And then furthermore, its benefits are thus unbound, as the wise and loving Lord explained to Sudana. Now he is recommending, if you like to understand further more beneficial of bodhicitta, and he is recommending you may read these sutras, which is explained to Sudana by the wise and loving Lord. Here, the wise and loving Lord is the Changun. This is referring the Bodhisattva Mitriya Buddha. The Mitriya Buddha explained to Sudana that Sudana is the person, okay? The person, one person's name. There is one sutra, that title is like that, because Sudana asked and he explaining or answering. That's why the sutra title is like that. So in that sutra, in short, what I can say, it is called this the sutra, it is saying that Buddha Maitreya or the Bodhisattva Maitreya explained to Sutra that he explained Bodhicitta is the, what do you call it, seed of the enlightened. Bodhicitta is the seed of enlightenment. Bodhicitta is the field of kind of like whatever, the vegetables, whatever we're trying to grow. The Bodhicitta, it's like a field. So you can grow many different kinds of things if you have this Bodhicitta. From there you can achieve, which means from there you can achieve many different wishes. Many different wishes. Analogy here is different vegetables or different. That's the analogy that he explained to Sudama in that way. In that way. This is not, he's just recommending, this last two lines is just recommending. If you like to know furthermore, you must read those books and you will understand the further beneficial about Bodhicitta. And then stanza number 15, he is going to continue that is Chanchu semde torduna nambani sushechate Chanchu membi sendane Chanchu juba nyediyenos Droa dedam droai chedan jitar sheba deshin kebe deni chedarim shebas chas. These two stanza. Now from here, this stanza number 15 and 16. And first stanza number 15, what he is showing is the he is introducing that until now he generally explained, described the benefit of Bodhicitta. Now from here he want to make more detail clear, and he is now subdividing. And Bodhicitta and what kind of subdivision are there in Bodhicitta. And now he is trying to showing this first stanza, stanza number 15 is showing the subdivision of Bodhicitta. Right? Subdivision. Right? Oh. And that how he is showing the subdivision of Bodhicitta in this stanza is this way. The Bodhicitta, the awakened mind, whatever called. It can call Bodhicitta means in translated into English, the awakened mind. Right? The awakened mind is known in brief to have two aspects here, two subdivision here now. Is dividing into two types of Bodhicitta. There are two types of Bodhicitta. Any of these two, that whatever explained before beneficial is there. Is there. But now he is trying to make more kind of like a clarifying that what type of Bodhicittas are there. Actually here he is brief to have two aspects. Yes, it is. Because some other sutra, they subdividing into not only two, they're subdividing into many. But however, how many you subdivided 3, 4, 5, 6. So therefore, he briefly included within this two. Now, what really we need to understand, that we need to understand, okay, in Bodhicitta, there are two different types. There are two subdivisions. Okay, two subdivisions, which are the first aspiring Bodhicitta in intention. Okay, that's the one type of Bodhicitta, in intention. And the second type of Bodhicitta, second subdivision is then active Bodhicitta, which is practical engagement. The translate practical engagement. Or normally we use what? Application bodhicitta. We use, right? Bodhicitta. These are the two types that you should understand. When we're talking about bodhicitta, we either talking any of these two. Either we talk about aspiration bodhicitta or application bodhicitta. In here, this how they translate it. Bodhicitta in intention, or the first aspiring bodhicitta, right? Aspiring. Bodhicitta, aspiring means bodhicitta in intention. That's how they translate it here, right? Or aspiration bodhicitta. I think same. There's no big difference, right? Meaning, what do you understand by these two different words? You're getting similar meaning or same meaning or exactly same meaning?
Aspiration and intention?
In intention. Yeah. Bodhicitta in intention. That's how they translate it here, right? Bodhicitta in intention. Just intention, right? You're not really doing. You have intention. That's fine. You have this is kind of like a wishing. Wish. I wish. I wish. Wish. You're not really doing something. You're just making wish, right? And then active bodhicitta, which is how they translate it, practical engagement. Or normally what we use, application bodhicitta, right? Application bodhicitta and practical engagement. Do you understanding same meaning? Okay, that's how he subdivided that within this bodhicitta, what type of bodhicittas that we should understand. When we talk about bodhicitta, we should understand either of this one. Okay? And then that next stanza, the stanza number 16, it is showing that then how one should understand the difference between these two types of bodhicitta, that which is gone in stanza number 15, right? Bodhicitta in intention and bodhicitta practical engagement. How we should understand, how one should understand difference between these two. Now, this stanza number 16 introducing that, how one should understand difference between these two. Then, as corresponding to the wish to go, here this is analogy, as corresponding to the wish to go and then to setting out. And then the setting out. The wise should understand respectively the difference that divided these two. Do you understand now?
I don't understand the first two.
As corresponding to the wish to go, it's one thing, right? Wish to go. And then to setting out. Right? That's how they translate it here, right? Wish to go, and then to setting out. What is different between these two? Wish to go and to setting out.
One is you want to go and the other one is doing.
Yes. One is just wish to go, but you are not really going there. You just wish to go. For example, like I wish to go to Niagara Falls, but you are not really going. But the other one is you are actually, you have that wish, and not just wish, also you are driving, going there. To setting out. Right? To setting out. I don't really getting it despite that, to setting out. But how I can understand this is what it is saying, that by this using this word. To setting out. Wish to go and to setting out. right?
Set out. No,
Setting out.
no ing, just set out.
Set out. Right? Set out. The setting out. And they translated this setting out, right? And then to setting out, right? And then to setting out. This is easy to understand, isn't it? Not difficult to understand. Wish to go and then to setting out. And he is just giving this example. And then he's saying that the wise should understand respectively. Now, how I am giving you this instruction, how to differentiate these two types of bodhisattva. Now, he is giving kind of like a little tiny homework to us to understand the difference. He is not going explaining that, living on us to understand its meaning. The difference that divided these two, how you should divide it, these two, right? Okay, so this is easy, right? And then after you understand, okay, so far what we really get is general, we got the having bodhicitta, what kind of benefit we can achieve, right? And then, okay, in order to get that beneficial, I have to understand the bodhicitta and what kind of bodhicittas, how many type of bodhicittas are there. And he introduced 2 type of bodhicittas are there. And how you can understand this difference between these 2 type of bodhicitta. And he is explaining this. The wise should understand respectively through my example. You can understand by understanding the wish to go and then the setting up, to setting out, right? And then after that, now he is explaining the different beneficial between these 2 types of bodhicitta now. Until here, he explained the general beneficial of bodhicitta. Either of this bodhicitta, you can get all this beneficial. But now he is making more detail, specific, between these 2 types of bodhicitta, what kind of difference beneficial you can achieve by having the first one, or you can you add the second one and what you can achieve by adding this second type of bodhicitta. From here, this stanza number 17. 17 and 18, I think. 17 and 18. 17, 18, 19. These 3 stanzas. Chanchuk membi semlene korse dribuche chungyang. Jidar jubbi sem shindu sonam dunchak chungwa means. That's the difference. Kaane songde semjen kam taye rabdu tolwiche midok paye semgisu semde yanda langyurba dene songde ni lokam pame gyurgan sonam shu gunmi cheba tumashi namkanyam rabdu shong. Now this another 2 stanza. Stanza number 18 and 19, specifically giving how it is different. The stanza number 17, it is saying briefly difference. What kind of different beneficial you can achieve by these 2 types of bodhicittas. Right? And he's saying that from the bodhicitta in intention, right? From the bodhicitta in intention, by having this bodhicitta in intention bodhicitta, great result arise for those still turning in the will of life. This great beneficial, we already explained before, right? In general, bodhicitta, beneficial of Bodhisattva? It's tall, right? How you can get benefit like a temporarily and past and all this with the right. Just before I explained how this Bodhisattva can affect to all our 3 times, right? Therefore, it is a great result arise for those still turning in the wheel of life, for the temporary wheel of life, right? While you are born in this samsara, you will always be born into those higher realms and having all this convenience and having all this pleasure, pleasant, and having all this kind of like a power to protect many people. Help first type of Bodhisattva, which is in intention Bodhisattva. The people who keep practicing on just in intention Bodhisattva could achieve this kind of result while he's within this samsara, coming again and again. Always he or she can have a high stage, like high realms and kind of like human form or the God form, and with that, not just human form and God form, with that also have all this convenient facility, pleasant within oneself, and also the people who is be able to protect, save, help, support many other beings. That kind of people exist, right, within ourselves. These are the kind of like what is having practicing in intention. Here it is said, right? Great result arise for those still turning in the wheel of life. Yet, now here, this is showing the difference between these 2 types of Bodhisattva. Yet, merit does not raise from it in ceaseless stream, as is the case with the active Bodhisattva. Practical engagement, right? Active Bodhisattva, which is practical engagement, or the application Bodhisattva. Through the application, the person who practiced the active Bodhisattva or the application Bodhisattva or practical engagement, and through that, the merit which we can achieve is the ceaseless stream. Ceaseless stream. Kind of like a okay. It explains what is meaning of ceaseless stream. Explain the next 2 stanza. Okay, we can go at that time. What does it? What Shantideva mean here? Ceaseless stream. Ceaseless stream merit cannot achieve by just practicing a intention Bodhisattva. That's the difference now. Okay? That's the different potential. That's the different beneficial between these 2 types of Bodhisattva. The people who is just practicing the first type of Bodhisattva cannot have this beneficial. Ceaseless stream cannot have this. Right? Clear? Now, what does it mean, the ceaseless stream? Then, this stanza number 18 and 19 continuously explaining. For when, with the irreversible intent, the mind embraced Bodhisattva. Now here, this mind embraced Bodhisattva, it is talking about the active Bodhisattva, okay? Practical engagement Bodhisattva, application Bodhisattva. The mind embraced Bodhisattva, willing to set free the endless multitudes of beings. In that instant, from that moment on, right? From that moment on, Okay, so this stanza is morely it is explaining the active bodhicitta, application bodhicitta. Okay, application bodhicitta. This stanza is not really explaining the ceaseless stream. Ceaseless stream, I think next stanza will explain what does it mean, ceaseless stream. For when, it's the same, for when with the irreversible intent, right? Not just intention, not just willing. You are, say, irreversible intent that you are not going to change, right? You are moving forward, right? Irreversible intent. The mind embraced bodhicitta, which is willing to set free the endless multitude of beings. Okay? In that instant, from that moment on, then the stanza number 19 that is explaining the ceaseless and stream here. A great and unremitting stream, a stand of wholesome merit, even during the sleep and inattention, is it?
Attention is no attention.
Inattention, right? Inattention, yes, inattention. Attention, right? To the vastness of the sky. Do you understand now how he is explaining this ceaseless stream? This kind of merit cannot accumulate it by having a just intention bodhicitta. No. This kind of merit, person could accumulate it only after having a application bodhicitta. Now that's the difference. That's the difference. Do you understand how he is making clear here that, and how this stanza number 19 explaining the meaning of stanza number 15, the ceaseless stream, right? A great merit, even during the sleep and even during the inattention, still raise, and that how amount, this is showing the amount, the how big one can accumulate it, as big as equal to the vastness of the sky. That's now showing the amount, showing the how big merit that one could accumulate it by just having this application bodhicitta. Where am I? I lost myself, huh? Yeah, I'm here. I didn't lose. Okay. So this is how he made a differences. Okay. First he explained the general bodhicitta's beneficial, and then after he introducing the within a bodhicitta, how many types of bodhicittas are there, and he explained there are 2 types of bodhicittas that person could practice. But yes, the first type of bodhicitta is much easier to practice. Yes, it is just to wishing, right? You don't need to do anything, just wishing. Second type of bodhicitta is a little bit challenging. You cannot just live with wish. You have to do something. But yet, when we understand the difference beneficial between these 2 types of bodhicitta, then it's up to you. After understanding this, then it's up to you which one you want to choose, right? Which one you want to keep practice. Okay, so that's the difference difference potential between these two types of bodhicitta. And then from now on here, this stanza number 20, that whatever he explained about beneficial of bodhicitta, now from here, Shantideva, this is all his advice, right? Shantideva's advice. Now, in order to confirm that whatever he said it before, it is truth. And then now he is using this to confirm. He is providing some proof that what he advised so far. He wanna give some reference, evidence that what he said is something trustable, believable. Then providing this here, he's giving this evidence based on a kind of like a how can I say this now? He's trying to providing evidence with the logic, and also he is trying to provide the evidence with the what do you call it? Supporting from the what Buddha Shakyamuni said, right? That whatever he explained so far, that he is trying to explaining that not just he made it this. He is also giving all this advice based on those great persons. Prophecy, right? Prophecy. Now he is giving this evidence from the prophecy from the Buddhas. And after that, he is also giving the evidence to letting us utilize our own logic, intelligent. Okay? Then first is using the evidence, support from the what Buddhas. In the Buddhas, they say. Any? That he is giving this first stanza is about this bodhicitta, beneficial about this bodhicitta. And here you use this. Dini thebadam chebar laksan kini shubane menme semchen tenjichi deshin sheban yichi sung. Here. Dini means actually dini here, how they translate it. This, right? This, what it refers to this. Actually, in saying like this, it's common, right? This and that. What is the difference between this and that? This means just before it becomes this. If it is go many before, then that or those, right? This and those. Not just. This doesn't mean only the stanza number 19. Stanza number 19 is just before of stanza number 20, right? This time here, this you need to understand so far what he explained the benefit about bodhicitta. This, whatever he said, all of these, all of those, I think it's better, isn't it? All of those. But yes, he also used this word, okay? All of these, whatever he explained before, all of these, okay? All of these. Exactly said by Tathagat as well. Therefore, we are using this, the Tathagata, in the Sutra Subbahu requested. In the Sutra, Subbahu requested. This is now Laksan Kishibigo, actually. The Sutra name, the title of that Sutra. The Sutra which called Subbahu requested Sutra. Subbahu requested Sutra. Okay, Subbahu is another person's name. Okay, you don't need to get confused by it. This is just person's name. it will definitely sometimes it makes confuse us. It will gonna make confuse us in the future if we say some book write it about Kim, then we say, and in the text it's come, or in the sutra Kim requested, then you may get lost. What does it Kim mean? There's no meaning. Kim is just person, right? This is like this. In the sutra, Subahu requested. The title is like the Subahu requested sutra. And Shakyamuni Buddha respond his question, right? Respond his question. And the response, the said with the reasoned argument for those inclined to lesser path. Okay? What you're getting it from there? Shakyamuni Buddha said with the reasoned argument for those inclined to lesser paths, which means people who doesn't understand the potential of bodhicitta. So therefore, they don't want to practice this for well-beings. They want to practice only for themselves. That's kind of like a people, that kind of people would say this. Reasoned argument for those people who are inclined to lesser path. Lesser path means Theravada path, or the not only Theravada path, okay, also the mundane path. Mundane path is much more lesser than Theravada. Yes, then you should understand the mundane path. We have this mundane path as well. Humanity is the mundane path. Mundane path. It's good, still good. It will give you some good result, right? Humanity. What you are understanding by humanity, that what I am thinking and you thinking are same. When I say humanity, mankind, yes, the mankind, the humankind, right? Humankind is called humanity, right? The humankind also has a good result, yes. Humankind is also the mundane path to achieve sudden, temporary, high stage, better life, peaceful life, happy life, success life. And this is human, the mundane path is also included here, okay? The person, those person who are inclined to lesser path, and to them to how to say, introduce the potential or the beneficial of bodhicitta, and Shakyamuni Buddha taught based on this reason. And Shakyamuni Buddha, Subahu raised the question to Shakyamuni Buddha to explain about this bodhicitta's beneficial, and Shakyamuni Buddha taught or they explained the beneficial of bodhicitta based on his question, and also another intention that Shakyamuni Buddha explained this so the people, those who are inclined to lesser path, they understand this and they turn their way to the higher path. Here, it's only said that, and they will only take this. He is not mentioning that how Shakyamuni Buddha mentioned in that sutra. And in that sutra, Shakyamuni Buddha explained about this beneficial of this bodhicitta. And Shakyamuni Buddha said in this sutra called Lasangishibido, Subahu requested sutra, Lasangishibido, which is translated into Tibetan. It's become Lasangishibido. When that Tibetan title translated into English, it becomes Subahu requested sutra. in Subahu requested sutra, what Shakyamuni Buddha explained about this Bodhicitta is Dani Semjinji Tsotayeba Dela Pembadan Devi Chiru Go Gwenas Semjin Tamjila Pembadan Devarmiba Tayebi Gevitsawa Tayeba Da Bameber Gyurdam Fiji Loyang Minsendu Semji Kejigla Pelwa Geba Monsu over good days. This now it exactly seems that this is going to just the above stanza. Not all stanza now, I'm sorry. He used this stanza here, right? This stanza number 20, you can see this, the Tathagat, right? This means just before Shantideva, what he explained the difference beneficial between these two types of bodhicitta, right? Two types of bodhicitta. And now he is taking that evidence that what Shakyamuni Buddha taught. How can I put it this here? I'm a little bit here. Okay, I should say this. The way Shantideva made a difference between the beneficial of intention bodhicitta and active bodhicitta. He explained it, right? He made it very clear difference that the person who have active bodhicitta, then those person can accumulate the merit even during the sleep time, even during the inattention time, right? Which means all the time, right? Kind of like all the time. Even you sleep, you're accumulating merit. Even you are not paying any intention, just you are sitting, still accumulating merit. This is just, this, I think, in our country, like those back, our home country, it's a little bit hard that we don't have examples. But in here, this Western country, we have a little bit better examples, which is credit. We have this credit system, isn't it? The credit, when you don't do anything, your credit is building up. Unless you did some wrong, then it's go down, right? Until that, your credit is building up. I don't know each of you how many credit you have number. After 700, it's considered as a good, isn't it? Isn't it? What number, after what number it's considered as a good credit?
Around there should be.
Huh?
Yeah, around 700.
Around 700. 800 is much better.
850 is the best.
850. You see?
You can't go more than
You see? This sense we can a little bit get more easy in these countries, those Western countries, because we have this similar system, the credit, which is invisible, right? These both are invisible, but they just made it number, so they want to make it visible. They just made it number. Actually, the number is nothing. This is based on your character, isn't it? Your characters. So your character is that police or the government really don't know when you are sitting in the house what you're doing, but still they will raise your credit up and up, right? You are just doing nothing to government. You are not doing anything to police, but still your credit is increasing. Are you getting a little bit how even during the not in attention, still you are building your credit, right? Same way here, application bodhicitta is also like that, same way. Since you have this application bodhicitta, and from there on, you are not doing anything, you're sleeping, and you are not paying any attention, but still your credit is building up continuously. And that building is not just credit building like a very limited 150, 850, not just that. And he's explaining as vast as a sky, you are building it. That's different now. There's a no, then that would be limitation. If sky doesn't have a limit, then that doesn't have a limit. It depends on the sky now. He just left it on the sky. Let it decide to sky to make a limit. That's different, okay? We can get a little bit, we cannot match exactly these two things, okay? But we can get the sense how we should take it, this, how it is possible that we can get it a little bit from this analogy, these examples, isn't it? So that's one here, that whatever Shantideva explained the beneficial of active bodhisattva. Now here, this is exactly that when I read it, this in Sutra, what Shakyamuni Buddha said, then it is exactly the explaining the beneficial of obligation bodhisattva, not just general bodhisattva. So therefore, this is right. So this only goes referring to the 19th stanza, only to the 19th stanza. Okay? So he used here Shantideva used, right? This, this means the stanza number 19, whatever he explained in a stanza number 19. This explanation said same by the Tathagata as well. He is not making up this beneficial. After Shantideva, then active bodhisattva become more beneficial. No. Then that's why he is using this. This also said by the Tathagata as well. Right? How he said, and he said in the Sutra, Subbahu requested, said with the response argument for those inclined to lesser path. For that purpose, he explained this beneficial. And how he explained this Shakyamuni Buddha in that sutra, as I read it here in Tibetan, now I'm going to translate it into English. That he's saying, Dani means I, for the purpose of infinite sentient beings, right? The sentient beings are infinite, right? And when those Shakyamuni Buddha or those great bodhisattvas raising the bodhisattva, they are not excluding anybody, right? Any beings. They are not excluding any beings. And now, in order to count the beings, it is unfathomable, isn't it? Infinite, isn't it? It is infinite, right? Only human being, we counted so far, it is saying 7 billions, but I don't know how it is exact. But that is only human being. That only human being also within this world, not another world, right? Only this world, we're counting the human being. But I don't know still how exact the number it is or not, right? They can only count whatever the name information has in their system, right? Okay, however, so now add it anymore, then it becomes absolutely infinite, unfathomable. Then add the God, add the demigod, add the Vedas, add the hell beings. That number will go 100 multiplied into 100 times or more than 100 times, right? So therefore it is saying, the Shakyamuni Buddha is saying, I, the infinite beings, there are infinite beings, therefore having an intention to benefit to those infinite beings are also now here. That intention, okay, it is just like if you have the willing to help to one person, then there are certain amount of merit that you could accumulate by that, isn't it? This is one, you have one merit. Two, you have two merit. If you express willing to help, willing to support to not only one, also you spread it out to another, like the Doja Lama here, and then you have two merit, right? Then now I spread it more, Kim, Anna, Muhammad, Jennifer, she, and all of you, right? When I spread it more, when I spread this intention to 10, so I have 10 merit, isn't it? I have 10 merit. And when the object is infinite, then your merit will become infinite, isn't it? That's exactly Shakyamuni Buddha saying. Since the object is infinite, then with the willing to support to those infinite number of beings, your merit will be multiplied according with the infinite, according to the infinite number. Tembadan Deviche Gokrana. Gokrana means if I take it that responsibility, right? Actually, this Gokrana is the example. Gokrana is like the Go is the armor, right? Armor. If you wear that armor, Gokrana. They wear armor. Here, Bodhicitta doesn't have a form. Therefore, in order to introduce, and they're using these form examples. If I wear this armor, which is like if I wear this active Bodhicitta, if I have this active Bodhicitta, okay, Gokrana. Semjen Tamjela Pembadan, the Varmiba Taibi gave it our Taiba us that since the willing to help and support to provide the happy and bliss object, your object to provide the happy and bliss, and your object to support and help are infinite. Therefore, from that action, the merit which you accumulating will be the infinite. Will be the infinite. Give it our Taibatas. Here, exactly the Shakyamuni Buddha used it in this sutra, that what Shantideva used it here in this stanza, this stanza number 19, that even during the sleep and even during the inattention here, which means inattention, right? Even during the inattention, that exactly this word Shakyamuni Buddha said. He made this in a very beautiful stanza, beautiful verses. That's it. It is already taught here. Niji lokyang means sleep. Niji lokyang. Here. Shantideva used it, right? Even during the sleep. Right? Even during the sleep, even during the inattention. And Shakyamuni Buddha detail mentioned here, Ninsendu here. Ninsendu, which means day and night, constantly. Day and night. Ninsendu. Semgi Kichigla. Here now Shakyamuni Buddha is more detailed. Semgi Kichigla means that every instant moment of your mind. Every instant moment of your mind. Semgi Kichigla. Right? Semgi Kichigla. Merit will be multiplied here. Hello Adams. Here he uses merit that the the merit which you are accumulating by having this active bodhicitta. After that, even you sleep, even you are not in attention, but day and night, constantly and continuously, even a moment, instant moment of your mind, even one moment of your mind, the merit which you are gaining is multiplied. Here, Pelvadam. And also Gyevadam. It will gonna enhance. It will enhance. Gyevadam. And Yonsu Zobar Gyurtes. And it will gonna complete. It will help you to have a complete merit for you to achieve awakened enlightenment. That is what Shakyamuni Buddha mentioning here. Pelvadam, Gyevadam, Yonsu Zobar Gyurtes. Now this is evidence that Shantideva is using in this stanza number 20. How Tathagat, which means the Shakyamuni Buddha, explained the beneficial of active bodhicitta. Okay, now this evidence he's just providing based on that what Shakyamuni Buddha said about it, that what he just said. In the same way, more detail, what Shakyamuni Buddha said. Now he is just kind of like taking that as a reference for the support to his vote, right? Support to his vote. That what he said, he just didn't make it. He's also saying based on understanding those as well, right? His own experience in those sutras. Now he is not just saying this only by his experience, but actually the experience is good enough reason, isn't it? If you have real experience on it, then you don't need more evidence than that. But it's still, in order to confirm, it's better to have more evidence. Still. But however, now Shantideva providing this evidence based on Tathagat, what he said about this active bodhicitta. Okay? And then now from here, stanza number 21. Now from here, Shantideva wants to use the analogy now. Intelligent. Now he wants us to use the common sense. Common sense to understand the benefit of these two types of bodhicitta. Common sense. Okay? Common sense is more like a logic now. Logic. He wants us to utilize the logic to understand its benefit. Then how he is using now here, from here. It's a Semjen Namji, Lene Zam, Salo Nyamdu Samnaya, Pendo Samba Tanden, the Sunam Pame, Danger Nas. Here, if with a kindly generosity, one merely has the wish to soothe the aching heads, aching headache. What do you call it? This is. I'm very interested on this word. Headache. They call it headache, right? Actually headache, right? But they use headache, stomach ache, ache, everything ache. Stomach ache, right? When you pain stomach ache, and when you pain head, headache, and what else? Huh? Backhead, and what else? This is so interesting for me. I don't know how about you. This one word using to many different things. headache, stomach ache, backache, ache. Okay, however, that's what how he is trying to let us utilize the common sense to understand its benefit. By here, it's saying, if with the kindly generosity, one merely has the wish to soothe the aching heads of other beings, just having that kind of kind mind, right? Good wishes, kind mind. Such a merit knows no bounds. Now, do we considering that? Yes, we do. Sometimes people just say the nice word to you, you appreciate. And known as a no bound. No bound appreciate. Appreciate doesn't have a bound, yes, actually. And when somebody say very nice word, or even just like that, I like to support you, that makes you feel great. And not just feel great, that also makes you to, oh, he's a great person, isn't it? He's a great person. Why? Because he said that word to me. Isn't it? Yes, it is true. Even somebody has good wishes for one person, that is also in our common sense, considering good person. It is kind of like considering as a very appreciable person, isn't it? Now he want to use this common sense to understand the benefit of Bodhicharyavatara. Any problem, headache is very small, right? But somebody comes to you, oh, you are headache, oh, you may get well soon, and you appreciate him so much, and you feel that, oh, he's a very good person. You see how much that amount he's accumulating, he's building by saying to me this word. How much he's gaining from me. Merit, right? He's gaining more merit. Big number of merit from me, right? Then after that, if he have addict, there's no question, you will go there and take care of the person. That's his merit. He accumulated already before. This suffering problem is very tiniest problem, but it's still we appreciate so much. Just how to say, right? One merely has the wish to soothe the aching heads of other beings. Such a merit knows no bound. If that the case, here now, if that the case, then no need to speak. Yeah, it comes here, right? No need to speak. Yeah, and then Semjin Rere Midewa, Padu Meba Saldeji, Rere ang Yenden Pame do Juberdeva magic. Now here he wants us to use our common sense to understand its benefit. Right? He's saying then, if in a normal way, if even this tiny bit good wish is considering as a so appreciable, and you consider he is a very great person, good person, and then no need to speak. Then of the wish to drive away the endless pain. Before, he just want remove your headache, not other pain, right? Now the somebody who is making wish for you to drive away the endless pain, right? And also of each and every living beings, not just one person or twice person. And not just drive away those pain, also willing to bringing them unbound excellence. Then now, isn't it? It goes without saying. Are you getting it? What Shantideva is trying to use the logic here to understand the benefit of Bodhicitta. Okay, maybe today we stop here. Then now we're having barbecue, right? Where is my pen? I have to note here. Otherwise, next week I'm forgetting where our. Do you understand? Yeah, we can discuss now. What he is trying to using here, logic. Do you get it? How he is trying to use our common sense. This is really common sense, isn't it? Common sense. He wants us to use the common sense. What do you get it? Okay, now let me know. We have still good time. We have 20 minutes to discuss. Yeah.
So in stanza 21, he says, just merely wishing to soothe the aching heads of other beings. Such merit knows no bounds. So this is bodhicitta and intention.
No, not bodhicitta. This is not bodhicitta. This is just willing to one person, right? You merely, what is merely?
Only.
Yes, you see? Merely has the wish to soothe aching heads of other beings. Just one being. Any of other can be any, right? But merely one. Simjin rere lene tam. Rere is one.
Okay.
Simjin rere lene tam. Savat, isn't it? Rere.
So just having
Simjin namji lele. Oh, lene tam namji lele. Okay. It doesn't say the rere. Simjin namji lele. It refers to one person, even I think. Because any of beings, Simjin namji, any of beings, as long as they concerned about any of one others when they are having headache, and then they having a concern, wishing to get cured, get well soon. But just having that kind of sense, it is still considered, we normally consider as a very great person, isn't it? Great deed. That action itself is, we are considering great deed, isn't it? You have a very kind mind. It's all that, right?
So still we're just talking about the wish. We're not talking about doing it.
No.
And even that gives bound
Merit, no?
But I guess I'm confused because I thought we wouldn't get boundless merit from something.
No, here this boundless merit means that because from just okay, we get this yesterday, the history, right? The Shakyamuni Buddha's history, that how he raised that willing to that, and what kind of result by that merit he achieved it. So it is a little bit unpredictable, isn't it? This is just unpredictable. The merit which you're gaining by engaging into that action is unpredictable, isn't it?
Is that what's meant in this stanza 21?
Yeah, I think so. Stanza number 21, right? Salonyam the Sonam Pendo Sampadan the Sonam Pame Denguna. Yeah. Sonam Pame Denguna. The Shanti they were saying, even just this kind of one, how to say, willing to making good wish to others can accumulate the boundless merit.
I mean, this is a bit of a silly question, but if we can get boundless merit from doing that, then why do we need to cultivate bodhicitta?
Then it is saying, then no need to speak. No need to speak. If you raise the bodhicitta, then you cannot imagine now what you are getting it from that. Yeah, this is the analogy. This is the common sense that he wants. This is, hey, Jennifer, this basically is boundless. It is saying based on our conceit, our perceive. That's our normal way. Okay? Our normal way, that normal people, as I told you earlier, that normal people, right? Somebody saying this, making this good wish to you, and you are so appreciating him or her. And you say, oh, he's a so great person. So great person means boundless, right? If it is bound, then you don't use so great person. You may just use great person. Just teasing, huh? But however, our common sense is like that. Yeah.
Are there different types of merits that we get?
Huh?
Merits. Are different types?
Yes. Yeah.
And it's boundless.
It is different types. This, I think, Shantideva, that's boundless. It is, I think, it is saying based on what our common way of perceiving. We consider that as a great, isn't it? Do we consider that person is a great? If somebody, when you have a headache, and if somebody comes to you and make a good wish and walk away, do nothing, no give pill, no give anything, but just make a good wish and walk away.
Oh, great, kind.
Very kind, but not boundless. Okay. Okay, then maybe we have to sue a little bit to Shantideva. No boundless. You shouldn't put the boundless. You can put great, but not the marriage boundless. Let's imagine in this way, okay? You are looking somebody else, okay? Somebody else helping someone over there. How would you appreciate that person?
Just with the being.
Well, if we think about
They're alive.
It's a lot, right? It's a lot. We will say, oh, he helped a lot.
By just talking?
Yeah, but just talking, right? It is just talking, and it's like you're saying this because you have that sense. You felt it, that you appreciated that. Therefore you're saying it, right? This is in a common way. He's explaining even within our common people, normal people, isn't it? We are appreciating so much somebody who just have a willing to help one person. And that person is considering good person, great person. And we are appreciating his but not the boundless. Boundless, we have this question now. Boundless, we have to discuss about boundless. How it becomes boundless.
So even though he's using the word boundless, he means it in a mundane way.
Yeah, mundane way. Okay. It is also has that potential as this potential we could understand by this history yesterday I said about this. That he have good wishes to only one person. Object is only one, right? But the kind mind, good wishes, make that action made him they accumulate the great amount of merit, so he managed to get out immediate from there. So it is basically, I think, Shantideva, it is saying this, it is unpredictable nature. That amount of merit is unpredictable.
But it's unpredictable in a very beneficial way.
Faith.
In a beneficial way, in a positive way.
In a beneficial, yeah, in a beneficial way. It's a temporary benefit. Yeah. Do you get it? What exactly, how Shantideva is here trying to pull out over? You get it? Dojilamo, you got it? Huh?
Better than yesterday. Nói chung quy lại mình chỉ có ước muốn tốt thôi, chưa là cái cầu thức nó vô.
Tuan, you got it?
Chưa có làm là vô.
No. Okay.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So relate from the question I had yesterday, if we wish to all beings, but we back of some kind of all beings, how can we get
Yeah, making wishing, that will become the action for you to reach them, as I told you. Keep that wishing, keep that willing, and that action become cause for you to reach them. That's how those great persons are reaching others. They keep that wishing, and then that action, keeping wishing, okay? Action of keeping wishing that, okay? Keeping wishing becomes cause for them to reach in the future, to them. If they don't have wish, they won't reach them, right? Yeah.
So just backtracking a bit. So we have this wish, and I'm playing with the words now. It will give us benefits that we can't even imagine. That's what I'm pulling from what you're saying. So that we can't even conceive.
Yeah.
Like being born out of the hell realm, or I don't know, wealth or whatever.
Yeah, what that action could achieve.
But we can't even conceive it. That's what the wish was.
Yeah.
Okay. And in terms of, we were talking about credit before. I have another analogy. Honestly, so let's say bodhicitta is like $1 million. Maybe we need two.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And so it just accumulate. We just accumulate all of this interest. We don't have to think about it. We don't have to do anything. We just accumulate this interest. That's what it's like.
Yeah, it will gonna keep increase the interest, so it will gonna transform into 2 million sooner, right?
Yeah.
So it will gonna transform into 2 million. That's what you need. But yes, that's another thing. Here and back home, that's different now. Now I don't know now. Here, very less interest. It will take long time for you to make it double. Back home, they pay interest very high. They pay interest like some, even bank, they pay interest like 9%, 10%. See, here, how much our bank pay? 1%, 2%, right?
So
Very less interest here, actually, this developed country. Those India have this experience, right? India, if you put deposit, you interest, within 10 years you make double, isn't it? Here, within 10 years, it won't go double. Right? It will take how long it takes to make it double based on a here interest system. 40, 50 years to make it double.
then you have to look at compound interest.
Therefore, but here also has another way, investing.
Yes.
But that also we have in India also have that invest system plus additional 10%. Okay, just using this. So now we go. We have a party.
I just to let everyone, the barbecue I couldn't do, but I roasted some other stuff and I brought.
But so we have enough time. So now after that we don't have practice anything. So we can have whole 6-7 hours to barbecue. Okay. So we dedicate. Sunam de tamje sikbani, omne nyebe danam hamjeni, shekana ji wala tubai, sibe zole doa sho, jambal pave, chitara kembana, kundu zambu deyan desh, teda gunje jezo taloje, gewan dita tamje rabdumu, gewan de sheo, sunam yeshe tsozone, sunam yeshe lejume, tambakun, Tobarasho Sanjay Kusum Yebe Chinlavna, Chenye Mingur Dembe Chinlavna, Gedim Che Dembe Shin, Chidram Moa Melan Tobarasho. Read in English. By this beneficial activity, may I obtain omniscience, and having vanquished the harmful enemies, greed, anger, delusion, may I liberate all being tossed about helplessly by the wave of birth, aging, illness, and death in the ocean of becoming, by the conforming to the knowledge of courageous Manjushri, Jambalyam, and in the same way as Samindabhadra, Kundusambo, and following their example, I dedicate perfectly all this virtue. By this virtue, may all beings perfectly achieve the accumulation of merit, sunam, and wisdom, yeshe, and may they thereafter obtain the two holy bodies which result from these two accumulations. By the blessing of the Buddha, Sanjay, who obtained the three bodies, by the blessing of the immutable truth of the Dharmata, Chuni, by the blessing of the infallible aspiration of the Sangha, Gendin, may this prayer of dedication be accomplished just as it is. Thank you.